Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Dragalia Lost content, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the brand new Astral Raids. Now the Astral Raids were actually just released today. You saw it in the top left corner right here. Astral Raids are here and they are now here on the weekends. Again, you collect the Astral pieces during the weekdays and fight the Astral bosses on the weekends. Now if you did not collect Astral pieces on the weekdays, you cannot battle Hypnos, which is this week's raid boss it's looking like. You cannot battle him this weekend if you did not collect those Astral pieces. I'll go ahead and show off the Astral things. You can read this if you want to in the actual notice board. They did send us 30 Astral pieces actually, so you could do it once technically if you didn't get any Astral pieces, but that's not the point. Let's go straight into Astral Raids. Now this is the setup for Astral Raids that we have so far. Again, as soon as you click on the Astral Raid, which is right there, you can see right here we have Hypnos, and I've only done Master. I don't know if it's really worth it to do the ones underneath, other than for the Wormite really, so I might do it eventually just for the Wormite, but for now, Hypnos Master. You can only get the HP for the Wormprint and for the Adventure at the moment, which is kind of sucks. Maybe next week we'll get the Strength ones for whatever raid boss we have then, or Astral raid boss that we have then, but for now you can only get those two. You can however get the Astral Shards, which you will be able to trade in for other pieces, which I'll go over right now. Again, in the Astral Raid you should do Master, since that does get you the most. As you can see, you only get the one for Adventures in this one. You don't get the one for Wormprints, and I'm sure the rewards aren't as great. And again, you're still using 25 pieces for that, so it's a big amount of pieces. It costs 30 pieces for the normal one too, so you can do it about 10 times. And then each time, this week you do it 11 times because they did send us an extra 30 pieces, but overall you can only do it 10 times. And then you do have a treasure trade spot for Astral Raids. Now if you're wondering what you should get in this treasure trade, honestly, the main thing, you can get insignias if you want after you get also tablets. I'm not really sure if you should get them, since like me personally I have way too many tablets, but main thing are the fortifying and the amplifying crystals. These are the ones to go for. Now fortifying means it increases HP and amplifying means it increases strength. Of course it's only for these ones are Wormprints. The ones that are kind of like square looking, and the ones that are circle looking are for adventurers. These are the ones that are released right now. The priority is this one right here, amplifying crystal, that increases your adventurer's strength. That is the #1 priority. After that it would probably be the amplifying gemstone, which is strength for a Wormprint, and then after that it would be for adventurer's HP, and then of course Wormprint's HP. That's probably the order you should buy them at. I'm not going to buy them right now just in case the recording messes up or something. I need to redo it, so I'm going to buy them later, but that is of course the order I recommend. Of course, buying anything for the adventure is the #1 priority, since you do get the most bonus out of that. But those are my tips for just a little bit of background knowledge on Astral Raids. Now the fight itself is actually a little bit challenging, and I do have some tips for the fight. That's what this video is mainly going to be about. Now, as my tips for the fight, there are a couple things I do want to say. There's basically three main ideas as tips for my tips for this fight. The fight just came out today, so you may not, these ideas, these strategies may not be the #1 best. This is what you should do, this is how you're going to get the clear. This is just what I found to work and what I think will do really well. Of course, like I said, if you have a better idea or a better strategy, put it in the comments. Help each other out, help me out most of all. Please help me out. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. So like I said, there have 3 main parts. The first main part and the second main part kind of go hand in hand, and they're around team building. So first is mobility, second is survivability, and third is gameplay ability. So I'm going to go over the 3 of those again. Like I said, I just added ability to the end of everything because why not. So mobility and survivability kind of go hand in hand. They're all about your team composition. So like I said, first up, mobility. Let's talk about mobility. Now this is the team I used to clear. This has some mobility. Now mobility mainly goes for the adventure that you are controlling. Again, the #1 slot for me, it is Sanoa. This is who you are controlling. It is who you're going to be using, and who you can run around with, who you're going to attack with, who's probably going to get the most DPS in. You're also going to want to be able to dodge Hypnos' attacks. You want to know that Hypnos has a 10-minute timer, and it's mainly about surviving and not about dealing damage. So you want to have good mobility on your character so you can dodge his purple AoE attack. That's the main attack you want to dodge, the purple AoE. Now that purple AoE has 2 parts to it. There's a circle and a square. It's like a rectangle square thing. So you want to be able to dodge that, and you want to have good mobility dodge that. What has good mobility? Well, the weapon types that have good mobility, I would say, are the main ones: blades and lances for melee. And then for range, I would say Wandas actually have good mobility, mainly because you're away from Hypnos, and you know he's the one doing the attacks, so you could just kind of roll away from him as soon as he teleports to do his attack. So you could just roll away. But again, melee I think is better to control melee. In the gameplay that I'm going to show you later, I did control a 1, but I do think melee is better. So if you're running melee, the first option would be Mikoto. He's great range, and the second option would be any lance. Now, of course, any blade works if you have AoE or whatever. That would work as well. Any blade or any lance. For lances, just pretend Zwanzang is a Mim, and that would be your number 1 option. Mim is amazing for this fight. She can drag in so many times and get off so much damage. She is perfect for this fight if you have her. So if you do have her, please run her. She's great. Again, mobility mainly goes to for the melee units at least, goes for their force strike. They can force strike away and get far. Again, the blade and the lance force strike pushes them far away, so you can run away from Hypnos' attack. So mobility is very important in this fight, and you want to have good mobility so you can dodge the attacks. If you cannot dodge that purple AoE, of course, just get hit by one of his other attacks, you know, his tornado, and then at the right timing, and you will not get hit by that purple AoE. You do take less damage, or you can just drag and tank it, whatever you want to do. So that's the first one, mobility, and the second one is that's a text. The second one, hopefully I remember to take that text out. The second one is survivability. Now, survivability comes down to your team setup. Now, first you want to run a healer. That has to go to survivability. You won't really want to run a healer. I'm running Verica. Verica is very good for this fight. On your Verica, of course, you want to run a Phoenix. Phoenix is super good for this fight as soon as she opens up. Phoenix is amazing for this fight. She not only makes your hero live with the HP plus 45%, her skill regeneration flame heals all allies on all 16 people on your raid. Heals all allies HP and continues to heal for the next 15 seconds. Now, healing is a little nerfed, so it doesn't do as much healing, but it's still very good. This is something you want to do. I'll talk about this a little bit more when I talk about the gameplay. If you have all 4 of you people that are going into the raid, all 4 of you guys have a Phoenix. You can all use your dragon on Phoenix and heal. You guys really can just focus on DPS, focus on, it's going to help out a lot more in DPS, so you don't really need to run your Worm Prince like this, which allow for survivability. Again, Wind Res on your Prince allows for survivability. You wouldn't need to run these, and you can run actual Prince that will let you get more damage in. So, of course, if you're not playing with, like a Discord team or something, you might want to just run these Prince just to be on the safe side. So it is just something to keep in mind. Again, this is another great one, which also has a Wind Res. Flash of Genius is amazing. I wouldn't say it's super good for this fight since Hypnos does run around, but it is probably the best print that offers Wind Res, as well as, like I said, Flurry Strength. Very good. Now, you want to run these as your second print. Your first print, you want to run a DPS print like Resounding Rendition or Heralds of Hinomoto. Again, if you're running an Axe, Kung Fu Masters, or whatever DPS prints you have. Another option is you can run Dragon Prints with Shapeshift Prep. Those work like King's Countenance, Dragon's Nest, etc. Those work. Those mainly work, I would say, if you have a Mim on your team. If you don't have a Mim, you could just run, just not run them. It's really up to you. I would just try and see what works out. If your team is running Shapeshift Prep prints, then run Shapeshift Prep. It's going to help you guys out more. If your team is not, just playing with random people and they're not running it, then just run some survivability prints. Again, some survivability dragons. Prometheus, he does have Wind Res on him, so he works. Hybrid she does offer plus 30% HP. She's great. I do recommend you run Strength Dragons. So if you just have, say, like a Ifrit not max unbinded, mine is max unbinded, so he does offer a lot. If you have an Ifrit not max unbinded, and compared to like a Phoenix not max unbinded, you should definitely run the Ifrit and then run like a Wind Res print or something just to help survive. I didn't mean to click on my prints, just to help survive. So like I said, Strength is important because again, you do want to kill Hypnos, but survivability is going to help a lot. So those are the 2 main parts that I have. Outside of it, I do want to show that there are some other good team members here that I do not have on my team. Gala Cerise is good, Carl is good, Melsa is good, Vanessa is good. Why are you saying Melsa Melsa is here? Melsa is probably better than Ezolith if you do have Ezolith, just because Physian's Bane, Hypnos does fall into that category. So Melsa is probably better than Ezolith, just in case you're running Ezolith. Melsa's probably gonna be better than her, which is so sad for the genius. But yeah. Like I said, those are the main things. Again, one more thing I want to add about survivability is co-abilities. They do help. Now, I'm running Zwanzang mainly for her HP co-ability, since I do not have Mim. If I had Mim, I would run Mim. But she does have that HP co-ability, as well as bringing, her, was it the first skill? No, the second skill, Heaven's Binding, which reduces the strength of the target and nearby enemies by 5% and their defense by 10%. So Again, reducing defense is very good for raids, so that's the reason I'm running Zwinzang. Again, sleep res isn't 100% necessary for this battle because you only get, put to sleep if you get hit by its purple AoE, which does happen, but it's not, it's not gonna happen too much. Again, if you don't have Verica, if you have Valentine's Holy Guard, that will work. If you don't have either of them, that's really gonna suck. I'm sorry if you don't have either of them. But that's all I have for survivability. Now let's talk about the actual gameplay itself. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I talked on most of the things I want to do. There's a couple things I want to note. First of all, should you target the wing, or should you target, either wing, left or right, or should you target his right hand? There's been a lot of debate about this, whether you should, which one you should target. Honestly, I can't tell you which one would be better. The one that you should target is whatever your team is targeting. That should be the main objective. If your whole team's targeting the wing, target the wing. If your whole team is targeting the hand, then target the hand. It depends on where your team is targeting. But if you're playing with friends, Discord buddies or whatever, and you're wondering who you should target, I would say target the hand personally. It's kind of like a civil war between should you target the hand or should you target the wing. I would say targeting the hand is better since it makes the fight easier in the long run. But again, whatever your team is targeting, just target that. Just break something and you'll be good. Again, just break anything and you should be chilling. Also, you might be wondering why I'm running Sanoa. Again, Sanoa is a wand, so I think she has decent mobility. You can just roll away. She also provides her first strength concoctions or whatever. She actually provides an HP buff or a defense up buff, which does help your team survive. So that's the reason I'm running Sanoa. Again, Mikoto would probably be better than Sanoa here just because he deals more DPS. But again, I was focusing mainly on surviving in this clip. Also, I want to give a shout out to Jang and Dotto in the Discord for playing with me. They're in this gameplay, so I do want to give them a shout out. Thank you guys so much for playing with me, getting this clear. Again, Astral Raids, what do I think so far? I think it's actually pretty fun. I like the rewards, lots of rupees you get, and I really, really do like it. What do you guys think about Astral Raids? Let me know. Another thing I do want to add about the gameplay before I end this actually is that he has the main attacks you want to watch out for are the purple AoE. Like I said, the 2 purple AoE with a circle and a rectangle, that is something you want to watch out for. After you break his hand, this is the reason I say to break his hand. After you break his hand, that turns into a red AoE, so you can actually just iframe that rather than having to roll out of it. So it does turn into red after you break the hand, so that's why I say that breaking the hand is probably better. But if you don't break the hand, like I said, the wing is fine. It does make the fight easier a little bit, and it's easier to break the wing than it is to break the hand. The hand is harder to break, it has more HP, but it does make the fight a lot easier once you do break that. So up in the air, what do you think is better? Just let me know what you think's better, and then you can do that. If you're not going to, also, another thing I want to mention, I don't know what I was saying if you're not going to, I don't know about that, but something I want to say is that he has a move where he flies into the air and he spawns these balls. You want to break those balls as soon as possible. There's like 10 green balls or whatever. Attack them and break them so he comes back down to the ground and you can beat him up. That is something that might be a little bit tricky for players who did not play in the Hypnos raid before. So there's something you want to do. Again, yes, I said before, he was in the Kindness and Captivity raid, I believe. That was the raid. So he is a previous raid boss that we've already had. So we've seen him before. We know it works. We know it doesn't work. Again, he does inflict sleep. So if you want to run Sleep Res Adventures, go for it. And that's mainly all the tips I have. Again, if you have any other tips, let us know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about the Astral Raids? Do you like the rewards? Do you not like the rewards? What are you going to do with your augments? Personally, I'm going to save my augments until the next High Dragon is announced or released. And then I'll spend them. Maybe I'll spend them to get the Mercurial Gauntlet clear. I'm not really sure yet. But overall, really liking this, liking the content that they are putting out. I can't wait for the next banner. Is it going to be a gala? I really hope it's a gala. I don't know. We'll see. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. What do you think about Astral Raids? I'm just repeating myself. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe for some more content. What kind of videos do you want to see? Let me know in the comments or on Discord or whatever you want to do. I'm actually planning on doing a versus on Eyasu and Natalie if High Jupiter is the next dragon release. So that is something to look forward to. Good, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, and until next time, have a nice trip.